The following situation unfolds near a heavily damaged urban area in the Pokrovsk direction. A Ukrainian reconnaissance drone detects two Russian soldiers moving together through the ruins while carrying what appears to be a piece of equipment between them. Their movement is immediately marked, and a nearby Ukrainian strike drone is redirected toward the location. On the ground, the two soldiers reach a metal exercise bar standing among the wreckage and pause briefly, scanning the surrounding terrain as if checking for danger. After several moments, one of them remains near the structure while the other moves away and disappears into a nearby ruined building. As the strike drone arrives over the area, it begins scanning the ground carefully. Within seconds, the operator identifies the remaining soldier, lying face down beside the metal bar, apparently attempting to remain unnoticed. The drone quickly descends toward the position and commits to the strike before the soldier can react. The following situation unfolds near an abandoned bus stop in the Chasiv Yar direction. A Ukrainian reconnaissance drone spots a Russian soldier sitting alone on the row of waiting benches inside the deserted shelter. From above, the operator observes that the soldier appears relaxed, focused on a mobile phone as he scrolls and watches videos, seemingly unaware of the battlefield around him. While the drone continues monitoring the position, another Ukrainian strike drone is redirected toward the bus stop. On the ground, the soldier remains absorbed in his screen, paying no attention to the sky above. Within moments, the drone closes the distance and moves into position. Only when the aircraft rushes in for the strike does the soldier finally react, startled by the sudden sound overhead, but by then, the engagement has already begun. A Ukrainian drone flies low along a trench line, closing in on a Russian soldier hiding inside the narrow position. At the same moment, another drone approaches from the opposite direction and attempts a strike, but the soldier manages to avoid the initial impact. As the first drone rapidly closes the distance, the soldier reacts in panic, throwing a magazine toward the aircraft before turning to run along the trench. The desperate attempt proves ineffective, and moments later, the drone commits to the strike, ending the brief escape attempt. The following situation unfolds beneath a pedestrian underpass running below a railway line in the Pokrovsk direction. A Ukrainian reconnaissance drone detects a Russian soldier moving through the underground passage beneath the tracks. After confirming the sighting, the drone operator quickly relays the coordinates to a nearby Ukrainian strike drone unit. Within moments, a strike drone is redirected toward the same location. On the ground, the soldier continues moving deeper into the narrow underpass, likely believing the enclosed space offers some protection from aerial surveillance. However, the movement has already been tracked from above. As the strike drone arrives over the railway line, it quickly descends toward the entrance and moves into the passage below. Seconds later, the drone commits to the attack inside the underpass, where the soldier attempted to take cover. The following situation unfolds near a ruined village in the Chasiv Yar direction. A Ukrainian reconnaissance drone detects a Russian soldier moving cautiously through the damaged area, staying close to collapsed walls and broken structures. From above, it appears he may be searching for a place to stop, rest, or hide among the ruins. Once the movement is confirmed, a nearby Ukrainian drone unit is alerted, and a strike drone is quickly redirected toward the location. As the aircraft arrives over the village, it begins scanning the surrounding buildings and debris. After several passes, the operator identifies the soldier pressed tightly against the outer corner of a damaged wall, attempting to remain concealed. Moments later, the drone rapidly descends toward the position and commits to the strike before the soldier can react or escape the exposed corner. A Ukrainian drone conducting a routine patrol along a dirt road detects a Russian soldier moving cautiously along the roadside. The operator quickly turns the aircraft back and begins closing the distance. As the drone approaches, the soldier notices the threat and rushes toward a nearby tree, attempting to use the trunk as cover. The effort proves ineffective, and moments later, the drone descends and commits to the strike before he can escape the open ground. A Ukrainian drone conducting a patrol near a ruined residential area suddenly detects a Russian soldier moving cautiously through the damaged streets. The operator quickly redirects the aircraft and accelerates toward the position. As the drone closes the distance, the soldier finally notices the approaching sound overhead and turns back in alarm. However, the reaction comes too late, and the drone commits to the strike before he can escape the exposed ground. A Ukrainian drone flying along a dirt road detects a Russian soldier carrying a container of fuel or supplies. The operator immediately turns the aircraft back and begins closing in on the moving figure. As the drone approaches, the soldier suddenly notices it overhead and throws the container aside before breaking into a desperate run across the road. The attempt to escape proves futile, and within seconds the drone closes the distance and commits to the strike. The footage shows two Russian soldiers moving across an abandoned agricultural field when a Ukrainian drone suddenly accelerates toward one of them. As the aircraft closes in, the soldier reacts by firing upward and leaning sharply aside, dropping toward the ground in an attempt to avoid the approach. The effort fails. The drone holds its line and strikes the position. After the initial impact, the soldier appears wounded and is unable to get back up. Moments later, another Ukrainian drone arrives and descends toward the same spot. Not far away, the second soldier drops into the grass and lies completely still, apparently hoping to avoid detection. That effort lasts only seconds. Another Ukrainian drone moves toward his position, closing the distance from above. As it approaches, the soldier raises his weapon and fires in a final attempt to stop the aircraft. But the response has no effect, and the drone continues its approach. A Ukrainian drone detects a group of Russian soldiers taking cover behind two trees near a ruined area. The aircraft immediately drops lower and strikes beside one of the trees. After the initial blast, one soldier appears wounded while another moves in to help, attempting to bandage him under cover of the trunk. Moments later, a second Ukrainian drone arrives and attacks the other tree position, leaving another soldier injured. As one of the men steps forward to check on his wounded comrade and begins pulling him closer to the tree, yet another drone descends and strikes the same area. The following events take place across the Pokrovsk direction in nearby areas, where multiple encounters involving Russian soldiers were recorded by Ukrainian drones before strikes occurred. According to released footage, drone pilots from Ukraine's 414th Separate UAV Brigade Magyar's Birds conducted large-scale drone operations throughout the Pokrovsk sector and surrounding regions. During a single day, the unit reportedly deployed more than 50 drones to monitor Russian troops attempting to establish defensive positions, as well as individuals moving separately across the contested landscape. From the aerial perspective, even small movements across fields, forest edges, and damaged settlements become quickly visible once surveillance is established. In several scenes, Russian soldiers attempt to run after realizing they have been spotted by drones overhead. However, limited equipment and the lack of effective countermeasures leave them with few options once they are detected. Even in wooded terrain where trees and uneven ground provide some concealment, drone operators are still able to maneuver precisely, adjusting altitude and direction while avoiding obstacles and maintaining constant visual tracking on individual targets. The footage highlights a growing tactical challenge on the modern battlefield. Infantry units operating without sufficient air defense, electronic protection, or coordinated support face significant risks under continuous aerial observation. A Ukrainian reconnaissance drone detects a group of Russian mechanized vehicles moving along a road toward the Pokrovsk direction. The column advances cautiously, but from above, the movement is clearly visible. Within moments, another Ukrainian drone is redirected toward the convoy and descends rapidly, striking the last vehicle in the formation. The sudden attack disrupts the column and forces the remaining vehicles to accelerate toward a nearby intersection. As two of the vehicles reach the crossroads, another drone appears overhead and blocks their movement with a strike near the road. The soldiers riding on the vehicles quickly dismount in panic and scatter across the surrounding area. However, their movement is already tracked from the air. Multiple Ukrainian drones arrive in sequence, targeting the fleeing soldiers and preventing the group from regrouping or continuing their advance.